Early on, the U.S. Air Force decided Martha McSally had the right stuff. After she graduated from the Air Force Academy, they sent her to Harvard, where she got a degree in public policy. Then they trained her to fly jet fighters. And in 1995, McSally became the first female pilot to fly in combat. She has been promoted past her peers to the rank of lieutenant colonel, and she's only 35. But now, instead of being on a fast track to general, McSally is on a collision course with her Pentagon bosses. She has launched a one-woman campaign against a military policy in Saudi Arabia that forced her to wear a long black Islamic robe over her Air Force uniform whenever she left the base. The dress code went into effect after the Persian Gulf War, the Pentagon says, to protect the troops from terrorism and harassment. Colonel McSally is not afraid of a good fight, but even she may not have calculated the risks to her career of her decision in the middle of the war in Afghanistan to sue the U.S. military.
That irony, as I sat over there in Saudi Arabia and watched the images of the Afghani women being free from their burqa and listened to the First Lady's radio address talking about it, was just heartbreaking. We are the very women that are fighting the war that is freeing these women, yet we're subjected to similar Taliban-like, policies.
All the military women stationed in Saudi Arabia, as McSally was, are under orders when off base to dress the way the local women dress, covered from head to foot in what the regulations call host nation attire.
They have to wear a traditional Muslim outfit of the abaya and the abaya headscarf that goes with it.
That's not like the burqa.
Doesn't
your face
fully
isn't
cover
covered.
your face.
Now, is there anything comparable in the regulations for men?
I looked at the regulation and found out that men, in fact, are prohibited from wearing any local customary Muslim clothing.
What?
Yes, they're prohibited. They will be punished for wearing it, while I will be punished for not wearing it.
On top of that, the regulations say our military women can't drive while off the base because Saudi women are forbidden to drive. You can't drive?
No, I can fly
in
a
Saudi Arabia.
Single-seat aircraft in enemy territory, but I can't drive a vehicle. I have to hand the keys over to one of my male peers or subordinates, and then I have to sit in the back. And at all times, I must be escorted by a male that, when questioned, is supposed to claim me as his wife.
McSally is not used to taking a back seat to anyone. She pilots the A-10 Warthog, a single-seat, as she calls it, ugly, down and dirty, tank-killing jet fighter with 100 combat missions under her belt. More recently, from her home base in Saudi Arabia, she was put in charge of the Search and Rescue Unit for operations in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I felt like I was in a unique position as the highest-ranking female fighter pilot, kind of a warrior in the warrior's world, to say, this has got to go. And it was more my obligation than any of the other gals who are lower-ranking than me.
But what about the idea that the abaya helps the women blend in?
If you go off base, whether you're in a car or whether you step out of that car, you have a bunch of clearly American military men with short haircuts and collared shirts and jeans walking around.
Blonde.
Yeah, so now what we look like is American military men with American military women wearing abayas. So this whole idea that we're blending in and somehow deterring a terrorist attack for our people is just ludicrous.
Defense Secretary Rumsfeld said on Thursday that when the U.S. military is based in another country, it tends to follow the rules of that country.
We do certainly want to be sensitive to the customs and the culture of our host nation, as long as it doesn't conflict with our Constitution. I mean, that's the bottom line that's different. I'm not trying to be an ugly American.
There are other policies, though. You're not allowed to wear, for instance, the cross that you're wearing right now in Saudi Arabia so that it's visible. Right. You're not allowed to carry a Bible. There are other regulations to show our respect for their society.
Right. Well, those are regulations that all personnel have to abide by.
Not just women.
This is where we separate our men from our women, and we demean and humiliate just them.